Hello. 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 Happy 420, whatever it is. I can't believe this shit. They allegedly made it easier, and it's so fucking hard. I got to fill in all kinds of bullshit now just to get on the air. It used to be so simple. I just put in a title and hit the button. Now I got to fill in all kinds of shit because they made it easier. Bullshit, they made it easier. They made it so fucking hard. I'm 4 minutes late. 6 minutes late. Well, I was 5 minutes late. Whatever. This is a bunch of horseshit. They updated everything yesterday, apparently. And so now it's not easier, it's harder. I gotta light this fucker up. I'm so fucking pissed. It says on the screen, we made it easier for you. No, they didn't. Now you got to fill in all kinds of bullshit just to get on here, okay? You didn't used to was that way. You just put in a title. Hey, Stoney. It used to be so simple to get on YouTube, and it isn't anymore. Wait, I got to get out of Top Chat again. There. And I got to increase the size of this here. There. It is stupid. It's ridiculous what you have to do now. I'm unbelievable bullshit. I'm so pissed. Katie, welcome aboard. Yeah, this is horseshit. If you want to go live, you got to fill in all kinds of bullshit. It used to be just fill in the title and hit a button, you know? Now I got to do all kinds of crap. I got to fill in all kinds of bullshit. I got to put in a title. I got to put in all kinds of crap about what the show's about. I got to mark whether or not it's for kids. Before it was all automatic. Yeah, good old YouTube. You're right. Bunch of crap. Well, I got news. I do a title and bypass the rest. Well, you can't bypass some of it. You got to fill in whether or not it's for adults and all that other crap. Anyway, in 2017, EPA scientists recommended that pesticide chlorpyrifos, or whatever it is, widely used on food products, be discontinued. Trump appointed EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt decided to keep using the pesticide decided to keep the pesticide on the market, despite reports that it caused neurological damage in children. Okay. Hey, dog. Welcome aboard. So this came after more than a decade of research. American Farm Bureau Federation claims that there's no alternative when it comes to certain pests the EPA under the Biden administration has finally banned this pesticide. Okay. It was only the EPA and the YouTube affiliated. That's a good question. Well, at least Trump and YouTube were affiliated, I think. It's just him pulling the strings, believe me. It only damages kids, okay? So what harm is it, right? And it doesn't hurt adults any. So let's just keep using it, Because what the hell, you didn't give a shit about kids anyway. Yeah, it is straight up poison. You're right. So, they've only been researching this shit for a decade. You'd think by now they'd know it's poison if it is, right? So, monoclonal antibody treatments is what Trump received when he got COVID. Okay. Now, it's produced by, I wrote down the name of the company and I can't read it because I was really shaky today. Regeneron. Okay, they make this monoclonal antibody treatment, Regeneron. Now, there's this hedge fund company in Chicago called Citadel. Now, Citadel, the head of Citadel, Ken Griffin, has donated $10.75 million to Ron DeSantis' campaign, the governor of Florida, over the past year. Well, last year he gave $5.75 million to his campaign, and in April of this year he gave another $5 million. So that's where the $10.75 million come from. Yes, Ron DeSantis. Now, you might wonder why DeSantis has been anti-mask and anti-vaccine, and this is the reason why. Ken Griffin, who has donated all of this money to this DeSantis campaign, owns the Citadel hedge fund in Chicago. And the Citadel hedge fund, they own a huge amount of Regeneron stock. Okay. And Ron DeSantis is getting these huge political donations from Citadel hedge fund, and they own a huge piece of Regeneron. Now, Regeneron is the monoclonal antibody treatments can only be given to people who are sick. Okay. And it's 70% effective against the virus if you're sick. But now the vaccine is 90% effective. Okay. So that's why DeSantis is discouraging the vaccine and discouraging the mask mandates, because he'd rather people get sick and take this monoclonal antibody treatment because he's getting these kickbacks from the Citadel hedge fund company in Chicago. He's getting these huge political donations. So why push the vaccine since Moderna and Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson aren't making huge contributions to his campaign? Why not push the product that treats people who are already sick? I'm starting to think that they want us all to die. But what do they do when all of their workers are gone? Well, yeah, exactly. And we claim he's doing a good thing. Yeah, well, let's see. He's even going around making campaign speeches. Well, welcome aboard, buds. He's even going around making campaign speeches and promoting this Regeneron product. Okay. But he's not promoting the vaccine, and he's not promoting masks. I mean, he's even fighting masks. Okay. So there's his ulterior motive. Okay. Oh, by the way, the Texas governor is also promoting Regeneron's monoclonal antibody treatment at this point. So, and he's also, of course, fighting masks. You got to wonder if he's not getting a kickback. Now, contrary to Texas governors and the Attorney General Ken Paxton's wishes, the Texas Supreme Court has ruled that to temporarily allow schools mask mandates to remain in place on a technicality without issuing a ruling on the legal arguments in the case. Seems that, the governor, by the way, although vaccinated, has tested positive for COVID. Yes, he has it now. Yes, they do need to be arrested. Okay. Maybe not treason. Maybe manslaughter. Okay. Yeah, it would be a shame if he croaked. Couldn't agree more. But anyway, what happened is the Texas Supreme Court said, we can't hear this case because the system we have in place here requires that that this case go through the appellate court first. So we're sending it back down. Okay. So maybe he got a saline shot. Maybe, Katie. We can only hope. Okay. So before it can come before the state Supreme Court again, it has to go to an appellate court. Okay. So the lower court's ruling still stands. And there's nothing that Governor Abbott or Attorney General Ken Paxton could do anything about it. Okay. Now, Abbott's ban on masks has sparked a federal lawsuit from a disability rights group on behalf of 14 children, alleging that the ban violates federal protections for Americans with disabilities because it prevents them from safely returning to the classroom. Maybe he got a saline shot. Yeah. Attempted murder by law. Yeah. It'd be a worse shame if he doesn't. Yes, if he doesn't croak. Yeah. So on Wednesday, Biden directed the U.S. Department of Education to use its civil rights enforcement ability to go after states that prevent mask mandates in public schools. So we're not going to have this you can't wear a mask bullshit anymore. The feds are going to take care of that. Okay. So, wow. The wheat of the week is Four Kings. It is an indica, and it's 23.92% THC. And it doesn't taste bad. So Jared Kushner's buddy, Ken Kurson, who was a former editor-in-chief of the New York Observer, what Four Kings for? You've heard of it. Yeah, this is 4 Kings, not Kings 4. So anyway, he was editor-in-chief of the New York Observer. And he had been arrested for cyber stalking and harassing 3 people related to his 2015 divorce. In fact, he'd been imprisoned for it. Okay. And Trump granted him a pardon in his last hours of being president of the United States. Although it's really hard for me to say that. So, Cy Vance, that's dumb, mandating you not to be safe. Yes, it is dumb, mandating you not to be safe. I agree. So Trump could relate exactly. So this he wrote negative online reviews using aliases against these people. He visited their workplace. He inquired about their work schedule, which is kind of creepy, and he took photos of their workplaces. So, well, Shepherd's Homestead, welcome aboard. So, Cy Vance rearrested him, okay, on the same charges. And he's made a statement. He said, "We will not accept presidential pardons as a get-out-of-jail-free card for the well-connected in New York." Okay. So he's going to try him again. Send him back to prison. And like, fuck you, Trump. Your pardon don't mean shit in New York. Okay. Just like your attorney don't mean shit in New York. Okay. You know, he suspended Giuliani's law license in New York. You know, he revoked it, I should say. So same thing with Trump's pardon. Fuck that pardon. Your ass is grass, as far as I'm concerned. So Cy Vance, more power to you. Okay. He's going after the Trump Corporation. He's going after this guy. He's really doing us all a favor, I think. You know, fuck you, Jared Kushner's buddy. Oh, and the reason he was editor-in-chief of the New York Observer, by the way, because at that time, Jared Kushner owned the New York Observer. Okay. So that's how I landed that job. All right. So, I mean, it might sound like a cushy position, but that's only because it was handed to him. Okay. So, yes, to stifle info, I'm sure. To slant the news. So, unfortunately, I have to follow this with bad news. Okay. The Greenland ice sheet underwent 2 massive meltings events in the past 2 weeks. 7 billion tons of rain fell on the country last week. It's the first time in recorded history it rained at the Greenland Summit camp, normally frigid research station at the top of the ice sheet, in Greenland. Last Saturday was also only the 3rd time this decade that the temperatures rose above freezing. The Arctic is warming faster than anywhere else in the world. So some regions of the Arctic, it's gonna be raining even at the most frigid times of the year. We're going to get rain in the Arctic. Not something that's happened in the past. They got rain at the summit of the ice sheet for the first time ever in recorded history. So the entire Arctic is getting warmer faster than the rest of the world. Okay. And this melting is very harmful to us. Seas are going to rise faster than we anticipated. When this melting occurs, it's black ice that happens. And of course, it's more absorbent of heat, which causes it to melt even faster. So we're in trouble. You think we're altering weather intentionally? No, but the more surface of the earth that we pave, the worse we're off. Okay. Maybe we'll find those lizard people that live under the ice. Maybe. But this business of getting rain in areas that never got rain before and getting rain in areas that are generally frigid throughout the year, that's scary. So if you're on 100% disability, and I wouldn't doubt it, honestly, it's happening. Some think we can make it rain in designated places. Well, we can. If we reforest them, we can bring rain there. That's all it takes. And we've talked about reforesting before. It can be done. We can bring deserts back to life. They found those. It's called the Dems. Socialists and liberals. I must have missed the remark. Anyway, if you're 100% disabled and you have a student loan, guess what, folks? You don't have a student loan anymore. Department of Education is canceling $5.8 billion worth of student loan debt for 320,000 people who have permanent disabilities starting in September. I have 5 beautiful pregnant hookers in week 2 of flower, already purple. Nice. Welcome aboard, Foraging Seeker. The polls are also shifting. Yes, they are. But they're also going to stop asking borrowers to continue sharing earnings data after receiving their loans. So that's good news. And they're canceling student loans for students who attended for-profit schools, like Trump University. Okay. So, and of course, all student loans payments are paused until January. On the heels of wildfire is when best time to prep for next year's fire. Yes. Well, so your daughter's student loan is canceled? Well, that's great. However, people on Social Security retirement still have to pay back their student loans. Okay. And it comes out of their Social Security. If that's all they're drawing is Social Security, they can take up to 15%. Okay. So long as it doesn't leave you with less than $750 a month. So if all you're getting is Social Security, they expect you to live on $9,000 a year. Okay. If you have a student loan and you're on Social Security, retirement, Social Security, retirement, pension. Okay. Who can live on $9,000 a year? You can't even find a place to live on $9,000 a year, let alone feed yourself. You can't feed yourself on $9,000 a year, even if you're homeless. That is total BS. So I have to agree, that's total BS. But I mean, they should cancel those student loan debts too. I mean, for Christ's sake, if you're old enough to collect Social Security retirement and you still owe a student loan, Jesus Christ. They should give you a break. So, Olivia Troy, a name you probably haven't heard before. She was a top advisor. I hope governments wisen up to attend watershed issues and to appropriately seed and plant the burns. Seed and plant the burns, I'm sorry. Desertification is a real thing, and it is the most definitely in play throughout the West. Yes. Yes, absolutely. And that's what's going on. Training the young to take over the future should not be decided on the size of your wallet. Absolutely. So Olivia Troy, one of Trump's top advisors, okay, has come forward to say that. Let me start over. Okay, this whole Afghan debacle that's been going on. I was putting the blame on Biden for a lot of this. Okay, I've been telling people that I felt that we should have been taking these friendlies out of the country months ago, quietly, before we started moving troops out of the country. Okay, I know Bush started it all. I understand, and I really felt that that Biden botched this whole. Well, I'm wrong. Okay. According to Olivia Troy, one of Pence's top advisors, as far back as 2019, Trump put into works plans to make it impossible for us to bring out of Iraq and Afghanistan those friendlies who helped us. Okay. Yes, the modern day Vietnam, but that's beside the point. Vietnam was a different situation entirely, as it turns out. Trump has been taking steps to make it impossible to bring these people home, bring up these people here. Okay. After they helped us. Been tampering with the immigration laws. In 2019, a judge ruled that the Trump administration broke the law, okay, in changing the immigration laws relative to those people who helped us in Iraq and Afghanistan. Okay. So these people that we're trying to help now are entangled in paperwork that Trump fucked with as far back as 2019. Okay. That's where the problem lies. Okay. That's who to blame for all this. Yeah, like Gomer Pyle would even say, surprise, surprise, surprise. Yeah, Trump fucked this up. Bush and Cheney started it, and Trump fucked it up. Okay. To make it impossible for us to bring these people over here. Okay. That's where it all started. And that's where it all ended. And that's why it ended as badly as it did. And that's my final story. So we got to put the blame where it belongs. Basic needs are basic. Hemp does basic very well. Hemp does basic very well. Yes. GOP piles. Yeah. Piles of shit. Oil's almost done draining. Bud's got his slow drain on. Whoop, whoop. Okay. So will stand with us when we toss people under the bus like this again and again and again. This must be the end. It must be. Okay. And the Afghan army stopped fighting for themselves because we stopped paying them. Okay. That's what happened. Okay. They were basically mercenaries. Okay. It wasn't any different in Vietnam. RNC, DNC, exit. Okay. I'm all for that. Okay. Let's start over with some new party. Social capitalism. Social capitalist party. You know, work for the people first and do it through a capitalist system. Okay. Like it used to be. The stoner party. Yeah, no, there aren't enough of us yet. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. It's nice having them bucks. The Bull Moose Party, but the real deal, not the modern remake. Yeah, there you go. American mercenaries versus Afghani mercenaries. Yeah. Well, black something. Okay. Just not the blackface party. That would be wrong. It's kind of a gray day here today. The Black Sabbath party. There you go. Let's see, what would our anthem be? Sabbath Buddy Sabbath or Crazy Train? On January 11, 2021, Trump shook hands on the exit plan with the leader of the Taliban. So Biden could not change anything. This is after he released all Taliban. This is after he released all Taliban we had held captive. One was the leader. It just dribbled out like cat shit. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Okay. The Poppy Party. Okay, I'm cool with that. Yeah, Biden had no choice but to do what he did. And Trump fucked it up before he had a chance to do things right. I mean, that's what happened. This Snoop's crack is amazing. My friend paid $12.50 for 14 plants. Ooh. How do we fire our government? All of them. Well, you can't. You have to vote them out. 4 plants. Wow. That's not a lot of plants. I hope he's letting one of them go to seed. Make me president. Then I shoot everyone in sight. Then they, hey, I'm the president. Fuck off. No more Dems or Republicans in politics. Those parties aren't allowed anymore. Next. It's not the parties, it's the people. Okay? That's the problem. It's not the parties, it's the people. Hello, Heidi. I mean, some of the people in those parties are okay. Others not so much. Or wear NASCAR jackets to show sponsors. There you go. See, that's what they ought to do. Have to wear NASCAR jackets to show who's backing them. Okay? Then we'd know, you know, is it Monsanto? You know? Is it the guys that make hydrocodone? You know? Who's backing them? All things have a process, dog. You cannot just have it because you want it fucking now. Yeah. In the back, we wear the name will be is the amount they got. Yeah, there you go. Liberalism broke feudalism, which brought what we have now. Progressives fought empire. Liberalism brought liberation from empire, exactly. But not really, eh? Modern feudalism exists. Sure. A big number. Come on, Katie, please. No, you can't do it that way, dog. We keep telling you that. That's called anarchy. Extremes is what got us here. Revolution is what got us here. And then they compiled a really nice batch of laws with some exceptions. And then we've corrected those laws over the years. Okay. And we still need to make some corrections. Lobbying is one of them. Okay. Well, bribery is illegal. Okay. But filibuster is another. Okay. And so you're so dabbed, huh? Well, good. Glad to hear it. So there are some things we need to change. You squish super lemon haze? Ooh. Well, I kind of got to stick with this in the couch thing. I'm smoking, what was it? Four Kings? Oops. Had been out of sync with stream. Oh. Well, I'm glad you're back. Porcelain chip is charred. Well, they get that way after a while. Still work, though. They still work just fine. Charred or not. So, oops, I went out. Running my mouth off here. Oh, you can stop thanking me. That's okay. I understand. They just work great. I'm glad I was able to help. You know, anything to make a stoner's life better. You want cherry change now too? Super lemon haze is good. Yes. I haven't dabbed in a while or gobbed. I only got Christmas cards from YouTube friends last year. Oh, no. You need more than Christmas cards. People ought to be sending you shit. I mean, after all. My Holy Grail is coming along nicely. After 2 weeks of flower. It's looking really good. Had to raise the light in the tent. The buds were starting to pass it. So, one of them was anyway. So now it's all the way up to the roof of the tent. I'm pleased to say. Massive seeds in paraphernalia. Oh, I see. Holy Grail is classic. You're on your new free tablet. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I do have a tablet that I never used. Actually, it's Mrs. Spliffy's, and she never used it either. So I have this laptop here that I use exclusively for the show. I've never done anything else on it ever. And then I have another laptop that I was using exclusively for this show. And the only thing you can't do on it is go on YouTube. I picked up a virus that will not allow me to go on YouTube on that laptop. And that's the only thing I can't do on it. All bribes, I mean gifts, should come in the form of sandwiches and midget pole dancers. I see. You are strange. Okay. I don't know what it is with you and midgets. Midget pole dancers, anyway. That seems a little weird to me. Of course, I guess if you're in a trailer, a motorhome, I should say, you'd have to have midget pole dancers because you couldn't have too tall a pole. Is really happy. So far, the drawstring pots have been good for letting shit breathe, but keeping out gnats. Cool. My damn virus protection always deletes my porn pop-ups. Sucks. I see. There's much betterment for me to do for self. I had to focus more fully on the home front. Nematodes too, KD. You ever seen one try to scurry up a pole? Well, you'll never forget it. I don't imagine. It's probably a sight. It'd be like something I could never put out of my eyes, right? I mean, it's like I'd want to put my eyes out. Uncle Joe Biden and the FCC sent it to me as part of the free broadband program. Cool. I didn't know he was your uncle. No wonder you got it. You're related. I see. That's how it works. You getting in on the nepotism. I have nematodes too. Don't need them though. There's Uncle Joe. He's moving kind of slow, but he's getting her done. Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe. Still hasn't done anything about weed. When's that going to happen? That's what I want to know. You have Nemo's in the fridge too? Captain Nemo. He's the one in charge of all the nematodes. Can you find those in the fridge? I was just wondering if you're finding Nemo in the fridge. Election time, they legalize. I mean, we got to wait 3 more years. Legalize it. Don't criticize it. Do you really think he will change the weed policy? I would certainly hope they take it out of Schedule 1. I mean, at least put it in Schedule 2 with cocaine. I mean, because it does have medical value. Schedule 1 means it has no medical value. That's the definition of Schedule 1. Your cell is also free until COVID is over. Well, you know, COVID will never be over. You got a free cell phone for life. Okay? You have a free cell phone for life. Well, once every state, except Tennessee and Texas, legalizes it for medical use, they're going to have to reschedule it, don't you think? I mean, if we got 48 states that legalize it for medical use, they're going to have to reschedule it. Because it's going to boil down to that. It's going to be Texas and Tennessee. They're going to be the only 2 states that won't legalize it for medical use. So you have to swallow all the bullshit. Okay. You can only, it might not be in your lifetime, but it'll happen. I mean, I never thought it'd get this far in my lifetime. So, I mean, that in and of itself surprises me. So, Texas is our retarded child. Yes, yes, it is. So, what are you going to do? You know, if you have too many kids, one of them is bound to come out fucked up. Twins. See, we just have too many kids. That's a problem. You know, if they should, you know, I wish they would want to secede, you know. Who was it? Oregon wanted to secede from the Union last year. So if Florida wanted to secede or Texas wanted to secede, I'd be okay with that. You know? I mean, Texas is already on their own electrical grid, you know? It just fell down. Yeah. Well, it is America's Wang. So I don't know what happened there. It's got Peroti's disease. It's just a little bent right now. Needs to get its act straightened out. That's what I think. We need a saw for Florida. Just cut that wing off. It is highly exposed. Yeah, well, to COVID, that's for sure. Texas ain't much better, is it? I don't know. Why? This Chewy is pissing me off, just to change the subject. Yeah, they should Lorena Bobbitt that thing. Texas always wants to leave. Is that what you wanted to say there? We should let them. They're independent from us anyway. So let them. They could be their own country in and of themselves. You know, who needs them? I never met a Texan I liked anyway. One. In the Army, I met one Texan I liked. So, you know, and he's probably dead by now. So, so you can have the rest of them. There's one that lives up here, and he's buying a house in Texas and going back. And I'm so glad. California is the 6th largest economy in the world. Really? What's Texas? I have no idea. Don't care. California's going dry, though. It's like the rest of you folks out west who rely on the Colorado River. That's a shame. I'm really sorry to hear that. wanting change so badly that it screams out for sleep from sleep. Can do much at home. We'll focus on that. Perhaps within months, I'll be situated. SQRF support for local disasters. Have pack will travel. Cool. I only hope someday you get rain and the Colorado can recover. Whoa, happy 420. There's a video of a guy going off on an older woman on the subway. Kept making her sit down and standing with his feet apart, all cocky. All I would need was one handful full to drop his ass. Yes, that's what I'd have done if I was her. Well, maybe he didn't have any. Maybe there was nothing to grab. Hopefully those in need of help have food in a place where I can make camp. Yeah. I'd Dexter his ass. Yeah. I agree. There's some rude sons of bitches out there. And it's about time they all got put in their place. Seriously. It's kind of like, I don't know, down here it's not so bad, actually. Everybody says hello to one another. And in fact, when I first moved down here, I was kind of shocked. So I was in a supermarket and I said to the cashier, "How you doing?" And she actually told me. It's like I got the whole story. I mean, it wasn't just okay or I'm doing all right, but I got the whole story of how she was doing. Kind of freaked me out. Breaking Bad changed your attitude. Oh, I could see that. Yeah, we can still fuck up people. That's true. Like tending fire at Lakota ceremony. Some of us were well situated to the works of it, able to arrive early and stay late, taking care of what needs done. Some people funded, others labored. It was right in their face. Oh, man. Yes, I did. I asked. My fault, I guess. But then again, too, we went to a local drugstore, Doc's, because they rented movies. Now, this was 20 years ago. And we had no hookup at the house for anything else. And we went to rent movies at the local drugstore because they rented movies. And I didn't have a driver's license with a local address, so they wouldn't rent me any movies. And as we were coming out of the store, this little old lady came up to me and offered to loan me movies that she owned because her daughter had owned a video rental place, and she had a lot of movies. A video rental place that had gone out of business. and she had a lot of movies. And she's a total stranger, and she offered to loan me movies. So that was 20 years ago, though. It's not quite as pleasant as it down here as it was then, but still pretty nice. I was chatting with my friends. Kids in one blurted out, "Daddy didn't come home this week." Whoa. Americans got to get up and do stuff if anything is to happen. Yes, they do. But I think there's more of that going on, okay, than there was before, pre-COVID. I think more people are standing up and doing stuff than they did before. You just caught a fly, now what? Eat it. What the hell? It's protein. In the wake of wildfire, our people face situations which have it like they are cast to the wilderness, defend for self, civilization. Not much, I understand. But that's those are the times when people have to band together, you know, when things are at their worst. That's when people have to come together. I know a guy who says he doesn't need to open his mouth when he gets shit for his mask. All he has to do is look a certain way at them. He's a stoner too. Nobody ever gave me shit for wearing a mask. Okay? Nobody ever gave me shit for wearing a mask. So, I mean, people down here, they accept it, they don't accept it, but they don't give you shit about it. Okay? Either you wear one or you don't, and nobody says anything about it. So, although that guy that went off the other day about vaccines at the bar, that was the first time I ever saw anybody get nuts about something, okay, over the COVID. So that was kind of weird. Our youth see how we do. They learn from us and iterate. What horrid example we have for them. Yes. And if our elders had done the same thing with smallpox, rubella, and polio, they'd still be around. Okay. My son once went through an entire swim lesson when he was young. The swim teacher said he did good considering he was disabled. I said, what the fuck? He was holding a soapbug for the whole class. Oh, shit. I had to check self because I was growing chip on shoulder, looking for an anti-masker who wanted to brawl. Dump the bug, son. It's disabled. Well, this was an anti-vaxxer, and he just flipped out. You know, when I said I didn't understand why people wouldn't get vaccinated, because at least you wouldn't die, you know, and he just flipped out, you know, talking about injecting chips and becoming metallic and, becoming magnetic and all this crap. He believed every single fucking myth. Okay. We just tried to steal my neighbor's car in broad daylight. When I was working, I caught some kid, he couldn't have been more than 13 years old, trying to break into my car. Okay. And people were walking by. This is on a busy street. It's not in the greatest neighborhood, but I mean, this was in a business district. Car alarms going off, people come out of houses yelling at them and calling cops. Dude ran like hell, I'm sure. He wasn't going to stick around. Meth heads think that's clever. Just now during the show, huh? Because they are meth. Yes. Yes. That's why. Nothing clever about that, is there? Being on meth, I mean. Yes, you live in a great place. What's weird about his place is it looks like a nice neighborhood. And he's got like a backyard where deer wander through, okay? I still have concerns over the vax and have lost all trust in government that it ain't full evil like it seems. But I took both shots and would do a third. There is a clear and present danger to it, to not. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I couldn't agree more. Okay. So I'm not taking any chances. Okay. I'm old. I have health problems. I have mental health problems. So for sure I'm taking a vaccine. You know, I mean, I'm slightly paranoid. So for that reason, I'm taking the vaccine. You know, I've been diagnosed as slightly paranoid. So you trust your doctor with your life. Well, that's good. Since it's pretty much in his hands for the most part. I trust my primary care. She's a nurse practitioner. Kept you alive this long, yeah. I had a really good doctor in Chicago, but he had a slip and fall accident and never came back to his practice. So I had to change. But I have a nurse practitioner for a primary care. And I'm okay with that. She seems more proactive. Not than my previous physician. I had a doctor in between. But this one I said, I'm kind of short of breath. And she sent me to a heart specialist. And sure enough, I had heart problems. Well, circulatory problems. My heart's in good shape, but my arteries aren't. I've been diagnosed as frickin' D's, fucking D's nuts. I see. That's right, Stoney, or it gets the hose. I will do a whoop. He's the head of infectious disease at Russ. Oh, I see. LOL, dog. I missed what dog said. Nice, buds. Hospitals overwhelmed. Floridians asked to conserve water because they need the chemistry for hospital stuff. Freezer trucks holding bodies because morgues can't keep up. Yeah, well, it's because DeSantis wants it that way. He'd rather have sick people than vaccinated people or people wearing masks, because he doesn't profit from that. Okay, he doesn't get the big campaign donations unless people are taking the treatments. I forget what they were called that were in my news story. Under anesthesia, I tend to overcompliment pretty doctors, I've been told. And warned, I see. I see. Just so you're not playing grab ass. Trust all three of my doctors. See how many doctors do I have. I never counted them all. And devils don't like it when humans bloom full. It rained and still 89 out. Oh, I didn't get any rain, but I got sunshine now. It was all gray, and now it's sunny. Oh, I was going to complain about Chewy, the dog place. They said we were going to get a delivery on Friday, and then it was supposed to come today. And here it is going on 6 o'clock, and I still don't have any dog food. And my dogs are hungry. My doctor's name is Daffy, and he's got a huge yellow nose, and he's an idiot. Swims a lot. I see. Well, I told you about Mickey Mouse wanting a divorce. And he went to court, and the judge says, I see you want to divorce Minnie Mouse because she's mentally ill. And he said, no, I don't want to divorce her because she's mentally ill. I want to divorce her because she's fucking goofy. Sick the dogs on him when he shows up. Regeneron, yes, that's the stuff. Stuff made by Regeneron. He got $10.75 million in the past 2 years from the hedge fund owner in Chicago who has invested heavily in Regeneron. Never let him get hungry again. Yeah. Sick the dogs on him when he shows up. Yeah. Just a moment. Marilyn? We still didn't get the dog food. Check the online thing again. See what it says. Like a cornucopia, we spiral down to hell, where options are limited, or spiral up to the heavens, where even the sky is no limit. Yeah, we do. Bad dog, one goofy. Yes, bad dog, goofy. Overlapping abundance. We're back in the triple digits again.
Go to the store and get some.
Okay. Yeah, see if you can get something grain-free.
What?
See if you can get something grain-free.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Watch, it'll be on the porch when you get back. You're back in the triple digits again, Katie? Hot stuff, huh? Can't get enough? A spouse is like another limb. Yeah, they get steamy out there. And religious ways, they speak of devil being the one who gives no choice. The God gives choice, wants it, wants the people to know it's not to be forced to it. With that in mind, where does government fit in? I don't know. Yeah, well, judge a tree by its fruits. Yeah. Well, the government hasn't been very fruitful, has it? Although it seems to be becoming more fruitful. What with the infrastructure plan that was just passed, and the forgiving of the student loans, and the cracking down on the anti-mask shit. Your grow is 85 degrees and 40 to 50% humidity. Well, that's not so bad. I prayed for just plain cash last night, and today I got a letter about your SS. Well, cool. There's some just plain cash. Bless God, can I have cash? Please, God, can I have cash? I see. Yes. Nah, you don't suck. When lead and cadmium stop showing up in our baby food, I might think of government as something less than evil. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. If it would stop showing up. You know. But well, I guess we just have to stop farming the way we do. Fewer chemicals. Cut back on the tilling so we could use fewer chemicals. That might help. Stop turning the earth into dirt. You know? That sort of thing. Yeah, you can't grow hemp in Illinois. You can grow marijuana. There's a cattle farmer down the road. Local resource grown within 16 weeks to be ready for a wide variety of manufacturing need. Oh yeah, that's what Jack Harrer was all about. He was all about hemp. He wasn't about weed so much as he was about hemp. Okay. Me wore a hemp suit. Okay. But yeah, he was all about hemp. That was his forte. And Normal even fought him. Okay. They gave him shit, which I'll never understand. But yeah, that was his thing, was hemp. But anyway, you can't grow hemp in Illinois. And there's a cattle farmer down the road here who raises Texas Longhorns. And he has a very large patch of hemp growing on his farm. And the county police come out, the sheriff's office, they come out and they cut it down for him. Okay. And the reason they do is because they take pictures with it. Okay. Once they cut it down, they take pictures with the pile of it and send it to the feds, and they get money. And then they burn it all. Okay. Because they can claim it's a cannabis grow. Okay. An illegal cannabis grow. Because there's a limit to what you can grow, and you can't grow outdoors, and et cetera, et cetera. You have to be a med patient to grow in Illinois. Can grow recreational cannabis here too, but I can't hurdle the government obstacles to grow hemp, such to hobby craft some of my own clothes. Emperor wears no clothes. So they can claim it's a big cannabis grow, and they get federal money for that. And he was opposed to it at first because he didn't want his address to be published where this grow was. And they said, "Oh, don't worry about it. We use an address over on the other side of the county." So he agreed. But now my friend John, the military dude, had a chat with him and said, "Well, would you mind if I came over and got some of your hemp seeds?" Because John would like to grow some hemp. I just pulled a card for the full moon. Wow, is that good? Your butt shows. Moons. Oh, this guy Josh was over at the bar last night, and he went out and mooned a car and went by. Because cars rarely come by late at night, but there was a car coming. He ran out and mooned it. So what's the card? Is it good, or are we in trouble? Hemp is legal now in all 50 states for industrial uses. Yeah, but not for personal use. You can't grow it and weave yourself a pair of sandals or something. This is what we're talking about. It's like, growing a patch of hemp. It is about masks. Oh, it's about masks, huh? What about him? What about him? You gonna tell us? Alex White Plume and others have us off to a good start. We could have been on this long time ago. Resource distribution among building industry, not so easily disrupted. Oh. That's what it is. It's petting you that's hurting me. I was wondering where that pain come from. I just figured it out. I get this pain here, and I thought it was my heart, But it's my pecs from reaching behind the chair and petting the dog. Uh-oh. So I only get it when I'm sitting down. It didn't make sense. To grow hemp, it seems the entry cost is so artificially high that to do it, one must be granted access to capital gatekeeper. I see. So I guess there's some licensing and permit and that sort of thing at the federal level, probably. Lumber prices gave me the perfect excuse to not do any work on the house. I see. How long have you had the place, Tony? I mean, have you owned the house for some time, or? Because we've had this place 20 years, and of course now it's falling apart. I haven't heard from the foundation guy. I might have to find somebody else. Or are you just making improvements? 20 years. I guess it could be that to the point where you have to do it all over again. I know I could use a new kitchen floor. I could use a new kitchen, for that matter. Yeah, I moved in. We moved in here in, April Fool's Day of 2001. All the masks we wear in life. I'll post it on Instagram with a picture. Oh, okay. You're a carpenter. Oh, well, then you never quit fooling around at all. Of course, I know a carpenter too, and he liked to do everything but the finish work. So there was like no trim. Yeah. It's, at his house, it was everything but the trim work. Yeah. You get baked and do stuff. I don't know. I was helping a guy, a former friend of mine, before he ripped me off for nearly $3,500. I was helping him put down a wooden floor in my hallway. And he was doing the measuring and I was doing the cutting. I had a chop saw in my garage. Oh, you guys want to go outside? Okay. And I'll be right back. Let me go. Won't help if I'm got my foot on the cord. Okay, come on. Hey, Buster, come by the door. Buster, come on. Let's go. Come by the door. Come on. Hey, I'm not joking. Let's go. None of that. Come by the door. Come on. Big Biz kills the natural chemistry, which gives hemp its super qualities. They reduce it with synthetic chemistries from DuPont, etc. Doesn't surprise me any. Where'd I put my glasses? Just sympathetic with your story spit, Spliffy. Doesn't want out. Do it weird how the idiot do it's like they want to kill us all. Yep, I think so. I forgot what story I was telling, where I left off. So. Oh, somebody's going by with a trailer with a flat tire. Flop, 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 flop. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. It was interesting, though. I know. The dogs interrupted me. So it'll come to me again some other time. Tune in again, folks, for the next exciting chapter. They're a devil. I think this works with both mundane and metaphysical consideration. First porn movie you ever saw. I think it was in a booth. I have no idea. It was so long ago. Peace be with, we pilot own boat. Yes. 1973, sophomore in high school. Oh, I really don't remember. Back then they called them stag films. That's how long ago it was. It was well before 73. And then there were the nature films of the 60s where women would like play volleyball naked, that kind of stuff, at nudist colonies. Things guys will watch. I remember a dude saying he's doing it like it is a boring 8-5 job. Well, might have been for him. I don't think it would have been for me. Not when I was in my 20s. Of course, I was married when I was 22. I have no idea why I did that. Way too young for anyone to get married. Way too young. People shouldn't do that. Believe it or not, we used the Morton Salt girl. Her raincoat was kind of open. Spliffy's so old, that man produced Debbie Does Dinosaurs. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, you might be right. She can handle the big ones. Dog time. Oh, it's just you. Where's the boy? There's supposed to be two of you out here. Oh, there you are. Okay. Oh, good. There you go. Sony was the Dino Fluffer. Okay. You're hetero? Heterosaurus Rex. Yes, Heterosaurus Rex. (8:02 a.m.) So that would be 7:02 here tomorrow. So tomorrow morning. But we won't be able to see it until tomorrow night. Right? So you could plant anytime tomorrow or drop seeds anytime tomorrow. Right? I mean, well, right. I mean, so I'm saying you could do it anytime tomorrow. It's so humid. My weed is not dry at all. Oh, pop them beans. Yeah. So, I mean, you could do that tomorrow, any time of the day. After 8 a.m. Eastern time. Right, Katie? But you just took 36 clones. Oops. Hemp cloves live longer than cotton and less water used. Polycloves fill soil and air matrix with fibers that make dead space. Nature can't use them. Hemp cloves may cost more, but are less expensive. Only because we don't have a cotton gin. If we can invent some sort of device that would process hemp as easily as we process cotton, there wouldn't be a problem. The price of hemp would go down. So then, Katie, we could plan any time during the day tomorrow and it would be under a full moon. Soak them first. Yeah, I like my cotton pad method. 75% of pesticide use is on cotton, huh? You wouldn't have to do that with hemp. There's another one every month. Yeah. Every month. Hence the name. So we'd stop using all those pesticides. Right. More American grown hemp product we consume, the more sellers there will be and the cost will go down. That's right. It's supply and demand. This month has only one full moon. So there won't be a blue moon. Yeah, that's the theory of supply and demand, right? The more you make, the more people buy. The more you make, the less it costs. The more demand, the more you consume, and so on and so on. This one is special for being a one moon month. Well, a blue moon is when there are two moons in a month. Two full moons. Rare sometimes becomes common. Seems like rare moons are happening all the time. I'm on a KD. I'm glad you mentioned it. So soak them seeds tonight, Stoney. And you can plant them any day, anytime tomorrow. If you plan on planting seeds, since you have all those clones now. I, on the other hand, am going to 12-12 in both my tents pretty soon. So I won't be dropping any seeds anytime soon. We'll see. That other plant still considerably behind Holy Grail. Planting peas and sugar baby watermelon. I'm a madman, I know. In your grow room? Gonna grow some watermelon? In the house? You can pop beans every 2 weeks. New moon, the 2 weeks later is full moon. I could, but I wouldn't have anywhere to grow them. You know, I'm too tense. I'm too tense to grow that many. While planting other foods outside. Well, you have that maritime climate. So So, Katie, I believe my bestie's heading your way. And they're going to spend some time there. And then they're going to Vegas to see Billy Strings. And then I believe they're heading home from there. So that should be an interesting concert. I don't know if you're familiar with Billy Strings. Bluegrass player. Really quite the guitarist. Quite fleet-fingered. Bought some pea seeds on sale. Got the watermelon because it matures fast. And with how the thermal relation of the backyard is, might have it such that there is season extension enough to mature fruits. Oh. Yes, it is. I have a 7-foot tomato plant outside. Yeah, that's impressive. Saw a 30-foot tomato and bell pepper plants in the Netherlands in greenhouses. Perpetually producing fruit. They were amazing to behold. Thermal heating. Oh, everything was controlled environment. And they were all perfect, of course. It's like a machine for growing vegetables. Wish I could go read out there too. Not legal to grow outside there. Not legal to grow outside here either. People do it. I've seen pictures of some people's farms around here. Literally. I mean, huge grows. We have helicopters that fly over looking for grows. Yes, it does. Not legal. Nope. Hello.
That cherry cola is pretty darn good.
Oh, okay. I'll have to try one.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't had a
It's
root
not
beer yet
like
either.
Dr. Pepper at all or anything, you know?
Well, Dr. Pepper isn't cherry cola. It's prune pop.
Oh,
In case you folks didn't know, Dr. Pepper is prune flavored. I planted nothing through reap harvests of super weeds from grow bags filled with cultivated soils. They encouraged me to finally plant some stuff of my own. Oh, cool. I stood in my backyard with my plants once. The chopper was close enough I could see the pilot's smiling face. I'm legal, but still. Yeah, I understand. Still get that creepy feeling. Delta is getting bad, like other southern states. Well, some southern states are really bad. Look at Texas. And then Tennessee passed a law specifically making it illegal. I mean, they put an exclamation point after it. So it's not only illegal, it's illegal. Can't even say that. Illegal. That's a tough one. Everybody try that. You'll see what I mean. It's not cover your voice. Illegal. There we go. I did it. DeSantis, yes. Not cover your voice. He's killing more people down there. He's killing people for contributions. Well, my governor working for money, not the people. Yep. Guilt thumbs. Yeah, but so long as you know the truth, it's obvious. Okay. So Satan. Yeah, that's the orange guy. That's Satan. Because he's the one pushing the dude, He's the one, he's the one he's had his head up. And now the ass he's had his head up, He's the ass he's had his head up. Okay. The orange guy is the ass he's had his head up. There. That's what I meant to say. Because, of course, the orange guy is an ass. Happy 420. I think it's super cool how super wheats just grow. All they did was just put dirt in bags and now about what plants to look for. And know about what plants to look for. Arizona Governor Ducey is a bootlicker too. Oh, absolutely. For any state not to legalize it and collect all that tax money, someone's getting paid off. Yeah. Is there a legal term? Cheers. Yes. I didn't plant dandelion seeds, which just recently established Soon I can browse them for the garden. Yeah, absolutely. Dandelions are the easiest thing to grow. One for me, and one for you, and two for me. Yeah, and one for you. And then three for me and one for you. And some for the do's. Some for the does. So, you lost track and got distracted? Kind of like I did before with the story I was telling, which I know will never come back to me again. I mean, that's lost forever. I lied before when I said I'd remember. You know, we already did that 2 minutes ago. Where you been? I said happy 420. Right at 420. You hear the ice cream truck? Oh. Sure it's not somebody else's car alarm going off? I just thought maybe, might be somebody else's car alarm going off. You're talking about the first porn flick you ever saw. No, that wasn't it. That's what you tried to convince me before. I'm safe at home. Still. Okay. Flash Gordon here. Flash Gordon at the drive-in 1977. You were talking about that. People could see it for blocks around. I'm sure. With lamb's quarters and clover and spotted lady's thumb, those especially, but also others. I know seeds that can outside closed garden, so deer and rabbit also have it. Who needs pets with neighbors like that? Really? Penisauruses. Yeah, I remember the Penosaurus. Yeah. 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 What was he? Wang the Merciless? Many accidents on highways and highway by driving. Yeah, I'm sure. The giant Penosaurus. And what was her? Dale Ardor? Wasn't that her name? Dr. Jerkoff? Probably watched that on YouTube. Maybe I will later on, just for kicks. I mean, that's pretty softcore. Of course I saw it. I mean, everybody saw that one, didn't they? If they didn't, they should. I highly recommend Flesh Gordon. Okay. You haven't seen Flesh Gordon, surely you must. Okay. And even if your name isn't Shirley, you must. Wild and naturalized food plants, which both the critters and I eat, guerrilla gardened to be abundant in the home habitat. This I feel is food security, and I'm loving this relation to creation. I don't blame you. It's fantastic that you have that relationship with the planet. Honestly, I envy you. Semi was burning down on I-55 North on the way home from your house. Oh, sorry to hear about that. You highly recommend it as well? I don't blame you. I think it's a great movie for being the parody that it is. I mean, a porn parody of Flash Gordon. I mean, it follows the script fairly closely, and stuck for an hour by Route 6 exit. Oh, shit. Did you get off at 6? You're getting hungry, huh? Yeah, it's 6:30 here. So I'm getting hungry myself. So, yeah, I might end this pretty soon, actually, and go see what I can find to eat. Oh, at 18? Yeah, I guess you weren't. I guess you weren't much interested in the storyline. I was, okay, but then I wasn't 18. I saw it for the parody that it was, not so much for everything else. It's probably why I remember all the character names and you don't. So, oops, I went out again. So, it happens same in the small backyard as it does among the greater foraging range. If I had not the range, I'd still have the connection with even some grow bags on a 3rd-story deck. Well, I appreciate that too, seriously. Yeah, I'm gonna say goodnight, folks. Although it's a good day for the rest of you folks. It's 6:30 here, and Fritz the cat kicks ass too. If you've never seen that, folks, watch Fritz the cat. Someone who has yard space is rich with opportunity to grow. Yeah, unless you're 74 years old and can't get up from his knees anymore. I love growing things which grow themselves. Doug, Katie, Seeker, Ozzy, everybody. Remember, there's nothing funny about peace, love, and understanding. And I hope to see you Tuesday. I have no idea who I'm going to play, as usual. Thanks for coming aboard, and hope to see you again. Bye now.